Peace, 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 peace. It is unapologetic QI entering the building. Not even a good month after we had the Carmela Anthony case, where Carmela Anthony stated that he defended himself from two twins, and one of the twins were unalived. We have some more violence in a Texas school. And this case right here is a little bit confusing, being that, we don't have any explanations. To my knowledge, this student did not go to the school, because they're saying that, he was let in by another student. Okay, and they have a video of where this child, and I'm going to go into more details in just a second, but I want to do the presidents first, where, you see him run across the hall, then you see him run back out and just begin to fire. So, it was not, really like something that was explained by way of video. But let's get a little bit deeper into this story. I'm going to use Fox News as a reference, right? Dallas school shooting. Teen suspect arrested, charged with aggravated assault and mass, pow-powing. I hate that they won't let us say these words, because that takes away from the story. Okay, so the 17-year-old, and this is unfortunate that it's another 17-year-old, which means that he was about a senior in high school. But a 17-year-old went into a school in Dallas, Texas. And it states that, like I just stated, that he was let in by another student and just began to let loose fire. So basically what they're saying is that the school has not yet stated whether or not Haynes, because his name is Tracy Haynes Jr., but they have not yet stated whether Haynes was a student at that school or not. So that's one of the things that I'm confused about. And as y'all see, I'm sort of like ruffling through this a little bit, because of the simple fact that, like I state, it's very confusing and all the details are not out there. A lot of times I choose to lay back on a story like this and wait and cover it until all the details come out. But I just wanted to, speak on some things when it comes down to the story. So basically, they don't know if Tracy Haynes went to that school or not. And police say that 5 people were injured. And basically, those are all the details, and there's a video online. And according to the police, surveillance video shows an unknown student letting Haynes into the school through an unsecured door just after 1 p.m. Haynes walked down the hallway and encountered a group of male students the police say that when that's when he pulled out his pew pew, pulled out the weapon, and began firing, striking 5 students. He then approached another student who was unable to run away and stood over him. And pretty much fired at point blank range. So basically, I saw a video. He then, as he was getting away, he did a video on Instagram, and he was basically saying that, you know, somebody had threatened to unalive him, and he was saying that he would rather his family see him locked away than unalive. He stated that he had lost a lot of family. He called out names like his grandma, XYZ, XYZ. He called out all of the names of like all of his family as he told them that he loved them and that he would never speak with them again. And this is why he was driving the getaway car. And he was also accompanied by another. There was someone else in that car with him. Okay, so the next video that I saw, the next thing that you know, Tracy Haynes Jr. turned himself in, and he was accompanied by his father. And I'm not sure whom the lady was that was praying, but there was a lady that was praying. And basically, the police were very courteous. They allowed, I guess it was, we're going to say Tracy Haynes Sr. to give him a hug, as Tracy Haynes Sr. told him to not to talk to the snitches in jail. So I'm going to repeat that again. Tracy Haynes Jr. Sr. told Tracy Haynes Jr. not to speak to the snitches in jail. So I guess until more details come out on this story, it will be hard to understand like what happened in this specific situation. I mean, basically, Tracy Haynes is almost acting in a manner of where he's acting as though he had to defend himself, or he was in a situation of self-defense as well. And until we find out whether or not Tracy Haynes Jr. went to that school, why did someone have to let him into the building, and why this situation happened, it's going to be hard to even make a determination about this particular situation. Why did he have a weapon? Why did he have a weapon at school? And why, was the consequences broken down to 17-year-olds, high school students, feeling like they have to unalive each other. And this is where, why I wanted to do this video. Now I'm going to get into that portion. It is like, and I'm not saying this when it comes to Carmela Anthony's situation, or even, let's say, the Metcalf twins, right? But all of these children appear to have mothers and fathers. I don't think the Metcalf boy's father, and that was the white people, the white children. And rest in peace to the Metcalf twin. It's unfortunate that, that's a life gone too soon. But I don't think that their father lived with them. but I don't know for certain. But in all of these situations, it's not a single mother situation. It's a situation where it appears that they had, both parents. And I don't know the background of Tracy Haynes Jr. I don't know whether he played in the streets. I don't know the background of his family or his parents. And I'm not going to look it up either. All I'm just going to say is our adults is the school system. And then beyond better than that is media and social media failing our children. And when I say our children, I'm not just talking about Black Americans. I'm talking about, American children in general. And I'm also going to do some commentary on the effects of drill rap, the effects of music, the effects of social media. Because I can clearly remember that when I was coming up in school, that's the last thing that, like I had to worry about. I mean, we fought. You had fights in school, but they were with hands or like desk or something that was available at the school. Never did we have to worry about, children bringing weapons. And I mean, even when they did locker searches, I've never witnessed a situation where they actually found a weapon in somebody's locker. And I mean, even a knife. And so it just puts me in the mind to imagine if I had to go to school today, if I had to go to any school today, I mean, any school, whether it be elementary, whether it be junior high, middle school, some people call it, or high school, like how would I feel knowing that there has been so many mass unalivings, mass weapon bringing violence in school? I also look at the parents and have sympathy on parents because I'm looking at it as though, because I do have family members that are still in school. And it's like, the fear of sending your child to school and not, and having to pray that nothing like this happens. Because whether the child gets injured or not, whether the child survives or not, that child has gone through trauma. That is going to be a major psychological effect on that child for a lifetime. I mean, a lot of adults haven't even witnessed people being unalive. Nevertheless, a child, unless they came up in that kind of background. So it brings great concern to me, and this is something that I'm deeply curious about. What are we going to do about this? Children should be able to go to school and get an education. And I'm going to come on in maybe an hour or two and talk about another incident that happened. What is April the month for violence in schools? This is weird. But, basically, I just came on because I wanted to speak about that. The fact that it's not even a good month after the Carmela incident. And then and now we have, Tracy Haynes Jr. And although we don't know all the details about Tracy Haynes Jr. and what happened in the situation, to bring it to this point, it's sad. And fortunately, I mean, there were children injured in the Tracy Haynes, Texas, and both of these places are Texas as well, right? Both of these schools are in Texas. Now, the school or the situation I'm going to talk about in the next video is not in Texas. But all of this happened in Texas, these two situations, within less than a month. There's a lot going on. I think we need to send prayers to Texas because I'm really hoping that these situations don't result in any civil unrest. I don't think that we have the greatest leader, chief in command right now, but there are a lot of souls that need easing right now in Texas. There's a lot going on in Texas, period, with there's some federal RICOs and, the Mo3 cases at the forefront this month. So Texas needs my heart goes out to the people in Texas. I ask that the people in Texas stay safe. I ask that the United States that we stay safe. And I ask that we're careful about these situations because one of the things we have to look at is these were 17-year-olds in these two situations, whether you talk about the Metcalf twins, Carmela Anthony, or Tracy Haynes Jr. And so these were technically young adolescents, but they were children who never paid their own bills, who haven't lived on their own, who have not been faced to figure out how to feed themselves, they may have had like jobs, but I mean, not jobs where, it provided a living. So in a lot of ways, it's not acceptable, the mistakes that they've made at all. But in a lot of ways, are we going to ask that children who've never faced major responsibilities don't not make mistakes? Now, these are some mistakes that I don't know. I don't know if I want to say the parents could or could not have avoided. I don't know if it would have taken more talking to. I don't know if it was a situation where the children didn't feel comfortable going to their parents about something or situations that they were going through in school, because we do know that it's a lot of peer pressuring and sometimes bullying and different things like that goes on in schools. Schools are hard. Schools is a make or break their character type of situation. I mean, I know some adults that are still going through therapy behind things that happened at school. I know some children that are still going through therapy. And then you might even want to say myself. I'm not a child, but I mean, things happen in children's childhoods, teenagers' childhoods that sometimes they never get over. That has a major effect on their lives. And as society, I'm saying, are we failing our children? Have we been failed? Are we failing children? And what do we need to do about this? Because this is important. These are like the next generations of leaders and thinkers. Are we steering them wrong? And when I say that, I'm not just saying the parents, I'm saying the entire village. I'm saying society, I'm saying media, social media, everything, music. Are we steering the youth wrong? So, y'all give me your opinions about that. I would like to hear what y'all think about these situations. Leave comments in the comment section. If y'all want me to research and cover some other stuff, y'all leave a comment in the comment section because I am very curious. These are things that I'm looking at. I'm very concerned about it. I know there's some others too. And if y'all just want to sound off, if y'all want to just, get it off your chest, speak your speech, feel free to do so by all means in the comment section. But please, by all means, stay respectful. And as well, make sure y'all subscribe, smash that like. I try to talk about social issues. I try to talk about things that are important to life. I try to talk about things that matter. Because and you can call me crazy if you want to, but I just think it's us who make the world either better or worse. And I'm just going to give it my all to try to do so. And if I failed, at least I tried. That's how I look at it. But I appreciate everybody who supports me. I appreciate everybody who smashed that like, everybody who shares. I appreciate it all. Salute, Halito. Let me just shout out someone in the building. Halito. Shata Entian. Yeah, this is our America. This is our America. What are we gonna do to make things better? What are we gonna do? Because I feel like it's just as much our responsibility as anyone else. And it's just not just voting and leaving it into the hands of, other people. It's also like how we respond to things, and are we active or proactive about things? Because if I were parents or if I were citizens in Texas right now, I don't care what area, I would be calling a statewide school conference to discuss some things like about the safety of the children, about it is a stand your own ground state, but like no, not for like should weapons be in schools? It's a hunting state. It's a state where people hunt. So just like, a little pocket knife or whatever, those are things Boy Scouts, that people often carry. In a lot of places, that's not acceptable either. So if I were citizens in Texas, it seems like Texas right now needs a statewide school conference. And it seems like people need to not focus on racism, but focus on children, focus on teenagers, focus on the safety of the teachers, the people who work in the school as well, whether it be a janitor or whether it be the principal, but focus on school safety. Right now, these conversations are not about really race. It's about school safety. And make it a racial thing, focusing on race, which has been a forever issue. Yes, we do need to do something about that, about racism. However, you got to go to the root of the issues. And so right now, the focus should be on school safety. It should be on healing for people who were injured, healing for those students who were traumatized, healing for those teachers who were traumatized, healing for those parents who were traumatized. And what can we do to make things better going forth? But until a little later, when I do the next video, which is unfortunately dealing with the same thing, I'd like to say peace, love, harmony. Make sure you smash the like, and I'm out.